Alrighty, so welcome to the Dragon Age Veilguard playthrough. I'm your host, Puff939, and this is the finale of Dragon Age Veilguard. It's been a long few while, hasn't it? I know, but we're here now. We're in the final eclipse of this game. And I gotta say, I've been enjoying every moment I've actually played Dragon Age Veilguard. There have been a fair amount of sore spots, but assuming this is the end, well, let's see how well it ends off at the very least. Alrighty, so I know I pretty much pulled a Dragon Ball Z effectively. Next time on Dragon Age Veilguard! Yeah, I know I pulled something like that, right? But, to say the least, I was expecting to be playing D&D before. It did not happen because my DM apparently forgot about it. Or something, I don't know. Let me see what is going on. Alrighty, well, it seems like my DM is busy now. Great. Alrighty, well, to say the least, that is unfortunate. Anyway. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's try and go down to the end of this game. So far, Davrin is dead, unfortunate. Nev is gone, also unfortunate. But Tosh is alive, extraordinarily unfortunately.
He seized control of the Archon's palace?
While the Magisterium was in full session, only the Venatori seem to have survived.
How are the Shadow Dragons?
Still fighting, last we heard. But Elgernon's blighted the city, and the Venatori have sealed the gates. No one can get in or out.
Even the Minrathous Illuvians went dark. We can't check in with the Shadow Dragons. If it weren't for Solus, they'd already be dead.
Solus?
He got to Minrathous just before the gates were sealed. He saved some civilians and killed some Venatori.
Now, everyone's following Solus, like he's the only one who can save them.
He'll save them from the Blight or die trying. He's not lying about that. Though I doubt anyone rallying to the Dreadwolf's banner knows that he plans to drown the world in demons once Elgernon is dead.
He can't hurt Elgernon yet. That archdemon makes him invulnerable.
So Solus has to kill it first.
And once that's done, Solus goes for Elgernon with the dagger he took from us.
We can't stop Elgernon and his archdemon while Solus is out there ready to stab us in the back again.
Solus is not going to be happy when he sees you've escaped from his trap.
He's got the dagger. There's no way to kill Elgernon without it.
We did attempt to create a dagger to replace the one Solus took.
It looks similar, even feels similar, but it won't cut through enchantments like the real one does.
So it cannot kill Elgernon.
Looks real enough.
But it is not. We don't have the right weapon to take down our target, and we lost too much killing Gillenane. We have no idea where Nev is or what Elgernon is doing to her.
And Davron and Asan are...
I know I'm not the only one who didn't make it off that island. We lost Nev. Lost Davron. So let's remember them. Remember what they sacrificed. And let's honor them by finishing the job. Get a message to anyone who's still out there. Tell them we're gonna stop Elgernon, and we need their help to do it. Then fix up your gear and take care of any unfinished business. In the morning, we take back Minrathous.
Are you okay, Rook?
We've still got work to do. I can collapse when this is over.
Rook, listen. Let us get in touch with our allies. We've got this. You just, take care of yourself. I'll come by your room later, okay? To check up on you.
I still can't believe this entire time I've been Shutter Island. You fucking kidding me? Jeez. This entire time I've been Shutter Island. Fucking Varric was the...
Doing this without Nev.
I'm sorry, Lucanis. I know how important she was to you.
She restored much of my faith in people. I wanted to give her the world she deserved. I was lucky to have her in my life at all. Now, all I have left is to avenge her. We want blood.
She was taken. She might still...
False hope could kill me, Rook. Katerina sent me a vintage bottle of port to mark my ascension as First Talon. I plan to share it with Davron, with the sun at our feet.
I'll miss them too.
We will have to settle for stopping Elgernon and carving Davrin's name into his blighted heart. Now comes the fight for those we can still save. Despite the cost, Gillenane is dead. We should still count it a victory.
I knew you wouldn't miss twice. Are you okay?
I'm well, though that was no ordinary death blow. I assure you that striking down a god is not something any killer can mistake. That is worth remembering, given we still have 2 gods to destroy. The crows have been busy in Treviso. Better to have people of action in charge rather than Governor Evenchi.
Alrighty.
It feels so different without Davron. I can't believe he's just gone. We don't talk about it much, but everyone knows it. We wouldn't be here if Davron hadn't stepped up.
He was a hero. We won't forget it.
Nev, too. Nev should be here. Elgernon still has her. We'll take him down and we'll get her back. Early in our search for Solus, Varric would ask me, "You sure you want to be here? Won't be easy." And I'd say, "I know. I'm not afraid of difficult." I didn't know how difficult it would be, especially without his wisdom. He could always make sense of things, you know?
I know exactly what you mean.
Right. You were talking to him this whole time.
Just a memory of him. Enhanced by Solus's magic, I think.
I'd take that. Just to hear that voice one more time, telling me it will all be okay. We've tried to get messages through to the Shadow Dragon since Elgernon took over Minrathous. No luck. Minrathous has already struggled so much. Let's get there quickly. I know I'm ready.
Alrighty. I'm just thinking myself, like I said, Varric was the Mark Ruffalo to my Leo DiCaprio. It's fucking insane. Oh, God. That was real something, though. Honestly, I thought he did survive, but no, I was somewhat right on the first time. He was stabbed in the heart. It's like, oh, he survived that? Oh, that's strange.
Emmerich, how are things in Navarra?
Outbreaks of malicious spirits, panic at the eclipse. The Watchers are helping keep order. Fortunately, we're not as vulnerable to darkspawn as some other kingdoms.
Why not?
Oh, it's impossible to blight the dead. But with time, even Navarra may be overrun.
When Gillenane died, it was like the Fade spilled into the real world for a moment.
A small taste of what Solus would have done if you hadn't stopped him from tearing down the veil back when this started.
It was a team effort. Me, Harding, Nev, and Varric.
We ask you to plunge back into battle without a proper chance to mourn. Davron's room is as he left it, as though he might stroll in with Hassan one day.
They were heroes. To the end.
Indeed they were.
Yeah, I really don't want. Well, actually, may as well.
I keep expecting Davron to challenge me to push-ups or something. Or Hassan to come and ask for a treat.
Yeah.
Those figures he carved? I'll get one of the lords to make more. And print it. He'd want people to learn to kill monsters. And you were right. He'd also want us to finish the job. So just say the word. I'm ready to find out how to make Elgernon burn.
Alright. Shit!
Varric, are you busy? I came to apologize. Yeah, I know. I'm always apologizing for something. I should have seen this sooner. I should have known. Or maybe I did. And I just didn't want it to be true. I really wish you were here. Who's gonna put up with all my self-doubts? And listen to me ramble when things go wrong. You never did finish telling me the story about Isabella and the Arashock. So, who gets Bianca? I think there's a waiting list. Oh, and, Lakanis called dibs on your jacket. So, I'll go out there and do this. For you. And Davri. And Assad. And Nev. And everyone else we've lost. Goodbye, Varric. I know where to find you if I need you.
Oh god, I still can't believe it was like pretty much Dragon Age 2 after the Legacy DLC. Yeah, it's like Dragon Age 2 after the Legacy DLC. Fucking the fucking mother just whatevered, you know? She just appeared when Hawk thought of her.
Come in.
Okay, so... okay. Well... I don't know what to say. That's new. For me. I mean, there's the obvious stuff. Like, I'm glad you're back. Here.
Me too.
Right. Of course you are. So, with all that, I hope I didn't show up in that Fate prison. The one that showed your regrets, because it feels like it might make things awkward.
I have nothing to regret about you. Us.
Okay. I was worried, but I shouldn't have been. So, now that you're back, thinking? Well, this is hard. Finding the words, I mean.
You can do this.
They told me that we'd find you. Tosh, Emmerich, everyone. They told me to believe, keep the faith. But after what happened with my brother, my head wanted to believe. My heart, sometimes it doesn't want me to be happy. I still didn't give up. I couldn't. And now here you are, in front of me.
I knew you'd never quit on me. I sure wasn't going to quit on you. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just can't believe it. Still, after everything that's happened, that could happen, Elgernon's taken Minrathous. The world could end tomorrow. You know what, though? That doesn't matter. Not right now. I want to live in this moment as long as I can.
Anything could happen. So let's hold on to joy while we can.
Malalat Athim Mir Uthinira. It's calm. I like it. Not something I'm used to, being calm. It's nice. Different, but nice.
It feels like everything is just kind of working right now. It's enough to forget what's coming next. For a little while, at least.
I can live with that. It's a moment for just us. Hey, Rook. I, have something I want to say.
What's up?
You know what? Never mind. It's not important.
You're working yourself up to something.
Some things are hard to say. Really, really hard. If I say the words, those 3 words, what if I have to unsay them later? No. This is important. I need to say it. I'm going to say it.
You don't have to say anything you're not ready to.
I want to say it. It's important you hear me say it. I thought I lost you, Rook. I thought I'd lost part of myself too. Days went by, weeks, no word from you. Then we saw you, pulled you out, and I love you, Rook. More than I knew I could. Whatever happens next, I need you to know that.
I love you too, Balara.
Thank you, Rook.
For saying I love you?
For everything. All you've done for us, for me. We should get up soon. But later works too. Much, much later.
I should remark, they're both wearing underwear, so there's no need to be, yeah. Oh, boy. One night of respite. It's all we needed. And for all it's worth.
Neff meant so much to me, you know? She was my big sister. Not the kind you fight with, but the kind you want to be like. The kind I tried to be to Syrian. But she's gone. Taken by my gods. I thought I'd lost you too. Both my anchors gone at once.
I'm back now. And I'm not going anywhere.
And we've got a job to do. Rook?
Yeah, Alara?
Thanks for, well, being there when I needed you. That moment, it meant a lot.
It meant a lot to me too, Alara.
Okay. Let's go save the world.
Right.
Thank you all for coming. If we don't stop Elganon today, our world is either dead or blighted. So we keep fighting until the job is done. It's gonna be hard. There's no guarantee any of us will make it.
We're with you, Rook.
Elganon dies today.
Whatever it takes.
Strife, news?
Our scouts confirm Elganon is inside the Archon's palace. There's a giant tendril of blight tethering it to the Divine's manor in Hightown.
Then that's our goal. Breach the city walls and get to that tendril. Emmerich, can we count on more watch support?
The Watchers, living and otherwise, will stand with us.
Every remaining warden will be there. We follow Warden Rook today.
The Antivan crews are ready to pay their respects.
And the Lords of Fortune will be there. For gold and glory.
Psh. I sense half of them will be decimated, alright?
The Veil Jumpers have been in this since the beginning, and will be there for the end.
Solus is our first target. Without his dagger, we can't kill Elganon.
Our scouts last spotted him working with the Shadow Dragons in the western section of Hightown.
Okay, we go in through Hightown.
But Minrathous was built to hold off an army, even before Elganon fortified it. All the gates will be guarded.
Worse than that. Our scouts reported that the Venatori sealed all the gates with those damn warding crystals.
Can the Veil Jumpers disable them?
Venatori magic won't be a problem.
It's still likely to take time. You may need assistance or someone to protect you while you unravel the wards.
Lara, I want you helping the Veil Jumpers.
You can count on me.
The Venatori at that gate will be commanded by a war mage. That's how they usually operate.
When we get rid of the commander, the rest of the Venatori will scatter. Can the crows cut the head off the snake?
We'll do what we have to.
There's gonna be a lot of guards between you and her. The Lords can clear you a path.
And one of us should be there as well.
Lucanus, how would you like to kill a Venatori mage?
It would be my pleasure.
I don't know why the Lords of Fortune there. They're gonna get their ass kicked.
One last thing might give the crows some trouble. There's a massive construct tall enough to crush buildings. It's guarding the main gate.
It's called a juggernaut. I've read about them. Giant siege constructs built to withstand an invasion.
We're gonna need our heaviest forces against that juggernaut. Evka,
The Grey Wardens have fought ogres and archdemons. We can handle this.
The Morn Watch will lend aid, but against something as large as this juggernaut, we'll require further assistance. Rook?
Let's see here.
Harding, you're with the Wardens.
Right.
This is gonna go terribly. But the Wardens stand a chance, so I trust my Warden brothers.
Emmerich, Tosh, you're with me.
Oh god.
Make a run at the gate, get inside, and find Solus. The rest of you get to the Blight Tendril. Once we've got the dagger, we'll meet you there. And take the fight to Elganon. I believe in this team, in all of us. So let's get it done. We go on my signal. In war! Victory!
Get to the warding crystals! Over there!
Let's go!
Oh, that one Warden was fucking so close though. Oh, look at that! The Wardens are fucking holding out, boys!
Focus on the wards.
Just see Harding climbing that shit. Great.
Get to the gate!
Come on, please!
Come on, come on!
Well, let's see how bad this pans out, because I know I didn't do all the side quests.
Retreat!
The crows could actually make it, I'd say. The Veilguards and the crows can do their work. Oh.
Hey, we gotta move.
Look at that. She's still standing. That's my lace. Woo! Damn it, though. I wish I should have sent Tosh instead. Maybe she would have gotten crushed by the building. I'm just saying, you know?
So far, we've made it inside the city with minimal losses.
They did their part. Let's do ours.
Alrighty, yeah.
All right, let's find Solus.
Our last reports had him helping the Shadow Dragons.
Then let's find the Shadow Dragons. Probably need a hand with all the blight in their city. That's a lot of blight.
Only wish we managed to see more of Minrathous itself instead of just Dicktown. I mean, oh, I'm sorry, Docktown. Don't get me wrong, Docktown is quaint, but you know, the rest of Minrathous would have been interesting to see, at least in terms of structure. Alrighty, there we go. And come on, give me the dusted.
Rathus already had it bad with the Venatorian charge. Now there's Darkspawn and Blight everywhere. Stop.
Alrighty, let's continue onward. Oh shit, Lucanus!
Well fought, Lucanus.
And there he is, the demon of Varantium.
At your service. They and I will return to the Crows and help with the fight through the city. You go after Solas.
We spotted him. He's not far ahead. That way, quickly.
Alrighty, yeah, it's great.
Teus said Solus should be up ahead. Let's find him.
This is an astounding amount of blight.
And this is with Solus trying to help the Shadow Dragons.
Venatori ahead. Unless I'm mistaken, Magister.
You know, it's been a while since I played a mage. Like anything whatsoever. Didn't even want to do that again. Both in D&D and in Dragon Age. Alrighty.
Listen, something big up ahead. Dragon.
Oh no, it's what's his name?
Get out of my city!
Oh, Ashura. Yeah.
Asha!
He's dead! He's dead! Ashura is dead!
This city. Tarquin, I am so sorry. It should have been me. I didn't see it coming, and it should have been me.
He was dying already, so it was probably for the best he'd go out like this.
Stay with Tarquin. I'm going to talk to Solus.
I'm gonna talk to salty ass.
You are as surprising as ever. Even I could not have escaped that prison. For you to manage it. Varric believed in me when nobody else did. He was a good man. He was always there for me. Except that he wasn't. Because you killed him. What happened at the ritual site? I know what happened. I remember the truth now. You did something to my mind to make me keep seeing him. Yes. I was wrong to do so. You knew Varric was dead the whole time, but you kept pushing me not to see it. Why? How? I was desperate. Unless I escaped, the world would fall to tyranny and blight. The only tool I had was my tenuous connection to you. Blood magic. As I said, I was wrong. You feeling bad about stabbing me in the back is not my problem right now. I have a city to save and a god to kill. Agreed. I betrayed you because I believed that only I could save this world. But I have failed, Rook. I have not stopped Elganon. I have not even defeated his archdemon. The victories that have been won since Elganon and Gillenane escaped are yours, not mine. If we are to save this world, we must work together. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Do you not believe I want to stop Elganon? Of course you want to stop him. And as soon as he's gone, you're gonna finish your ritual and drown the world in demons. If joining me and stopping Elganon requires the veil to stay in place, then I will pay that price unflinching. I swear by my own foolish pride, by love for friends I've failed and hurt, by everything I ever held as sacred. I will leave the veil untroubled. It will never come down by my hand. Now,
His word means jack and fucking shit.
Prevented me from reaching Elganon, and you can tell me your plan. We were trying to get to the Divine's Manor in the center of the city. And the Blight Tendril connecting to the Archon's palace. Yes, I thought the same. But some intelligence guides the tendrils. It has prevented me from getting closer.
There's a large force arrayed against us ahead.
Let us see if they've heard the legends of the Dread Wolf. Begone, Darkspawn!
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm trying to get some stuff, you know? Anyway.
Ready. One of the Darkspawn.
Elganon populates his armies with the cruel and the brutal. No brilliant tacticians, only those he can dominate and those who wish to become like him. But you, Rook, your team is made from the clever, the wise, and the loyal. You honored their strengths to make them yours. That is why you go into the future.
Oh, I thought it was because of my sheer gumption. My mistake. Alrighty, come on. Alrighty, come on, keep carving, keep carving, keep carving.
Whatever intelligence Elganon has set to direct the blight, we are not far from it. Beyond the blight there, perhaps. Do you feel it? The blight reacts to my presence. There. That must be the source of whatever intelligence guides it. If you can destroy the mind guiding the blight, we may be able to reach the palace. I can accompany you no further. My presence will only draw the blight to you.
You do realize I'm a great warden, it'll just come to me too, you know? Oh my god, it's Nev.
What did they do to her?
Oh, come on.
We are out of time. I will defeat the Archdemon. Once Elganon is mortal, the final blow must be yours. I can think of no one better to wield this. You need that dagger for your ritual. I'm supposed to believe you just give it to me? If you do not trust me to uphold my oath, that is all the more reason for the dagger to be out of my hands. Please, Rook. Good luck. When next we meet, let us be standing over Elganon's body.
Oh my god, he turned into a giant fuck-off wolf. Jesus Christ.
Alright, Solus takes down the Archdemon. That makes Elganon mortal, and we kill him with the Lyrian dagger. But first... Nev, can you hear me? We're gonna get you out of there.
Nev is gone.
No, that's unfortunate.
There is only the will of Elganon. Giver of life. And death.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well, what can you do, I guess. Oh boy, come on. Son of a bitch. Trying to find an opening right now. Shit. There we go. Does Nev die now? Is Nev just officially considered KIA?
Get out of my head and out of my city! Rook?
You look like shit.
I was controlling the blight for him. It was all I could think about.
It's okay. You're free now. You're safe.
We're not safe yet.
Once Elganon is dead.
No! You can't kill Elganon yet. If you do, watch out! Come on!
Come on, get Tosh, get Tosh, get Tosh, come on! Yeah.
Quickly now! Destiny is a heavy burden to bear. And growing heavier by the moment.
Oh, Morgan, sweetie, I missed you. I missed you, dear. Tell me, how's the kid? Do we have kids?
You're alive.
Thanks to the Wardens and the Morn Watch.
Yeah, just the Wardens.
Apologies for missing the War Council. We got inside the city with the Veil Jumpers.
It gave us a chance to finally strike back at the Venatori.
Whatever you did unblocked entrances to the Divine's Manor. It also destroyed some of the Blight.
It'll come back. I can still feel it. I don't think I'm the only mage he used like this.
Nev, you're okay.
Rook got me out, but I learned things in that light eruption. We need to talk.
We will. But first, we need to get you to a healer.
We'll take care of her.
Thanks. I'll join you in a bit. Just want to check on everyone else coming in. While we still have time.
Damn it, I want the hero Ferelden just to burst on in, decked out, head to toe in Warden gear, with Kieran following behind him. And just, they don't say anything at all. They just stand there, mugging for the camera, being fan service, and I would love it.
Elgernon and the Venatori have destroyed my city. This is our final chance to take it back. I will see it through. For everyone we lost. For Asher.
Oh no, I'm crying about Asher. For Asher! Asher! Yeah, fucking prick. We knew him for like 5 whole minutes and expected me to frickin' whatever? Yeah, right.
We have every confidence in your plan.
Oh, I'm glad you do.
Those who fell in our fight lie in the next room. They will be taken to grave or pyre once our battle has ended, as their beliefs dictate. For now, they wait, and we attend them. If you wish to pay your respects, please enter.
Who's who right now? Who's who? Who's who, damn it? Who's who? It's just Asher.
Rook, the Venatori brought death to Minrathus. We've made many of them pay, but they still owe us a balance.
You take care of Elgar'nan. We'll keep after his remaining followers on the ground. Minrathus, all of Thedas, will remember the crows on this day. Let's see this done.
Fighting through a city run by Venatori. It's what Treviso could have been, but worse. Was that suitably self-absorbed? Go win again, Rook. We've come too far to die now, don't you think?
I still expect him to walk in that door.
Oh well.
What's the use in having the notorious Dreadwolf on your side if you can't even... It doesn't feel real. You take Elgar'nan down, Rook. Maybe we can still salvage something from this mess.
Yeah, maybe we could salvage something from this mess, he says.
Rook, I'm so sorry about what happened. We had the Venatori cornered at the gates. It seemed like things were going our way.
I'm sorry too.
Oh, thank Christ. I'm still mad. What the fuck?
Stop what?
We've all had enough of Elgar'nan's tyranny.
Be sure to silence him. Fear and sleep.
Rook, stand firm and watch these Hardings back.
The Evanures do not need, they only demand. Deny them.
Go finish this. You must be...
You've got this.
The bastard was in my head the whole time. All I could think about was making him happy.
Oh, Nev. I'm sorry.
There's blight flowing through him, and now through me. Rook.
No. I refuse to lose anyone else I care about to these monsters. Nev, stay alive. That's an order. We'll talk to the Wardens after we take down Elgar'nan.
You can't. That's what I needed to tell you. My connection with Elgar'nan went both ways. I could sense him, his mind, his magic, his life force. He's tied to the Veil. His life is holding the Veil in place.
I felt the Veil weaken when Gillenane fell. I expect that when Solus imprisoned the other gods, he bound them all thus. And now that Elgar'nan is the only one left...
We kill him, and the Veil collapses.
Which is why Solus gave me the dagger. Damn it. He said something about this in that memory of him binding the gods. I thought he was just stealing their magic. I didn't realize he meant it literally. We still have to kill Elgar'nan. So what can we do? Can we tie the Veil to something else to keep it in place?
I doubt any simple substitution would suffice. The Veil was made to be tied to the ancient elven gods.
Then let's tie it to Solus. He's the only elven god left.
Binding him will require drawing his blood with the lyrium dagger.
And I doubt he's going to like the idea.
Cutting him to bind him to the Veil. That's blood magic. We do it if we have to. But only if we have to. What about this?
The dagger we made while you were in the Fade.
Once Elgar'nan is dead, odds are good that Solus will need to do something else to complete his ritual. This dagger looks identical, but it can't cut through enchantments like the real thing. So if he tries to use it...
The backlash of such magic would render him helpless.
Unless he notices. You really want to try a bait and switch on the Dreadwolf?
Is there any chance at all, that he would listen to reason?
Did he listen to you when you spoke with him years ago, Inquisitor?
A little bit.
Varric died trying to reason with him.
As did Mythal when Solus took her power.
We have you, Morrigan. You have Mythal's memories. And we have the essence of the other fragment of Mythal from the Crossroads.
Such power, even fragmented, is not to be taken lightly. Hold it for now. And when the time comes, if you believe the Dreadwolf's heart can be turned from this course, I shall try.
Because of everyone here, and everyone we lost to get here, we've got options for dealing with Solus. For now, let's focus on Elganon. He's in the palace above us. We'll climb the Blight Tendril to get there. Once Solus takes down the Archdemon and renders Elganon mortal, we hit him with everything we've got.
Damn right we do.
Time's running short. Stock up on supplies, pay your respects, and say goodbye to the people you love. Be ready to go when I signal.
You've got this.
Oh, gee, thanks a lot, Inquisitor.
How are you feeling, Balara?
It's been hard. Keeping going. I mean, with everything that's happened so far, so many friends. People we'll never see again. Never talk to again. Let them live forever through the people they saved.
We'll make it through this, Balara. And we'll remember our friends. We'll live our lives for them. And keep them close to our hearts.
They'll be more than memories. They'll be a part of us. Rook?
What is it?
It's just... everything's gonna be different, you know? No matter what happens here. Solus is better than Elgranon, but if either of them win, the world burns just with different fuel. But if we win, no more gods. The end of a 1,000-year-old story. If it ends with us outsmarting the Dreadwolf, even better.
Are you worried?
Maybe I should be, but no, not with you. Every story's better with a little romance, right?
You know my favorite way to end a story? And they lived happily ever after.
I'd like that. Rook, it's funny. I haven't really known you for long. And it also feels like I've known you forever. I love you, Rook. All the way to the end.
I love you too, Balara. For every bit as long.
Thanks. That's a strange way for me to say it. But I mean it. Okay. Let's go kill a god.
Victory is within our grasp, yet too many good souls have perished along the way. Our allies came when we called. I'd hope to see them all again, to laud their bravery in person. Oh, we must set grief aside, to honor these sacrifices and stop the gods at last.
To come this far, only to fail at the last minute. The irony will kill me before Elganon can.
Elganon will be formidable, but it's Solus who truly worries me. He is, however, a former spirit. As such, Solus cannot help but listen to appeals to his nature, his yearning for reflection.
I could try talking him down once I find him.
The spirits whisper. One way or another, I believe the dread wolf's tale draws to its conclusion. It has been a grand privilege, Rook, to have come so far and known all of you.
What luck that the distinguished Professor Volkarin joined our cause after we found him in the necropolis.
Feels as if that were years ago. Time passes swiftly in good company. Onwards, Rook. The gods await.
After Varric died, I promised myself I wouldn't let anyone else fall on my watch. Then Davrin was lost, and now it just feels like I'm failing over and over. How many more friends do I have to say goodbye to? How do you cling to hope?
It's difficult. There are days I just want to give up.
But you don't.
One foot in front of the other, no matter the hurt.
Before this ends, in case things don't work out, I want you to know that I'm grateful for you. You believed in me when I couldn't, and you helped me see the strength I always had. We just have to get up to the palace before Elgernon hurts anyone else. Those of us left, we have to win for the people who got us here.
For everyone out there that may not even know we're fighting for them.
I'm ready. Let's finish this.
Lucanus, everything all right?
We have made it here, but not without cost. Now we only have to wait. But Spike grows impatient. And then Nev. I thought I'd lost her. I want to give her everything she needs and tear out Elgernon's heart this very second. I don't know what to do with myself. This may be the calm before a final storm, but I don't feel it.
I'm on edge myself, so I couldn't expect anyone here not to be.
Perhaps.
It won't be much longer.
Elgernon's life is measured in hours. As for Solus, it's been asked if he can see reason. Solus has proven his word cannot be trusted. Why give him the chance to prove it again? But then, I gave that chance to Ilario. Is there hope for him, or was I foolish to think so? Whatever happens, my contract was for the blighted gods. Today it is fulfilled.
When I went to the Crows, I asked for their best. And we got him.
The demon of Virantium. I had a reputation to maintain. Rook, I owe you my life. When I left the ossuary, I knew I could not be the same. What I've managed to reclaim, what I can make of moving forward, I'm in your debt for it. And now, the god dies. We finish a contract, keep a promise. Spite and I are in agreement. You have a pair of demons at your service.
Nev, how are you holding up?
I woke from a nightmare, and I'm grateful. But the missing faces.
Well, face.
People we've lost. People in Dogtown who couldn't make it out. I owe it to many people to finish this job.
For the lost and for yourself, Nev. Don't forget that.
I'll add it to the list.
Will you be alright? With the blight?
It's... Look, I won't lie. I can feel it in my blood. Not sure we needed that in common. But I'm fine, or fine enough. I won't sit this out. We go face Solus and Elgernon. I've been gone, but that part remains the same.
So much has happened, but we wouldn't be standing here without you.
Sure you would. Though the group would lack a certain charm. Look, I'm not saying this in case we die, but you're someone I could count on through all of this. Whatever happens, I trust you. And I won't say that to anyone.
I know. Thanks, Nev.
Anytime.
We're getting through it. like cracking an ancient treasure hoard filled with traps.
Yeah.
Some losses, but they'd want us to keep going. We do this for them.
Sure.
For everyone else who died standing against the gods.
Yeah. I'm doing the same.
We'll get justice for them.
I know we're taking hits out there. Just, if stuff gets bad, send me, not Harding, okay? Let me keep her safe.
Gladly.
Glad you're looking out for her.
She's itching to take a shot at Elgernon. And probably Solus.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking... You helped us get us here. Alright, yeah.
Elgernon won't know what hit him.
What? No, he'd better know it was us. That's the best part. Hey, listen. You helped me figure out who I was. I still don't know what it all means, but I'll get there. If we survive this.
Yeah. 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 Alright, let's begin the ascent.
A word, Rook?
Sure.
Any last advice from Mythal?
'Tis a difficult battle you face, but you are among more allies than you know. You have purified the crossroads, uncovered ancient truths lost for ages, and earned the essence of Mythal. You are truly the champion of the Fade. This. Should your fight against Elgernon grow desperate, invoke the memories of the Dreadwolf's rebels. For you, they will stand against tyranny one last time.
Oh, gee, thanks, Morgan. That's actually pretty nice. Alright, let's do this. Let's push to the finish. Come on! Come on, I'm just expecting Davrin and Hassan to come out. It's bullshit the fact they died.
Bad news, everyone. Elganon's forces are gathering outside.
They mean to prevent you from reaching their master.
Our people will set up barricades, and we'll hold the enemy as long as we can. You need to start climbing.
Alright.
One of us should help.
I'm going with Rook. I want payback. I'll tear Elganon from the city myself.
You go to face a guard, Rook, but any aid you might spare would be welcomed.
Forces defending the divine manor have lost key leaders, but still fight to the best of their abilities. Hey, Tosh!
Tosh, you up for it?
Yep.
Yeah! I'm sure you're up for it!
My best.
Oh, Davrin. Alrighty. Who's someone I could call a friend? That's the question, you know? Yeah, let's get Lucanus. He got Sunder. That's why. I'm going to hell for doing what I'm gonna do next. Oh, come on! Come on! This is big time! I fully expect the wardens, the crows, and the Veilguards to just pull their weight, because they're the ones that are fucking doing all the heavy lifting. They're like, oh god, my back hurts because I'm doing all this heavy lifting. What the hell? There they are! There they are! Oh my god, someone with a fucking Killmonger hair. Up! Up! Oh. No, I'm 11 out of 10 disappointed right now. Damn it! I prepared too well! Oh no, Nev!
It's fine. There's got to be another way there.
Damn it, I fucking had Tosh freaking whatever too much. There's always next playthrough, I guess. I'm gonna miss out on that achievement that has everyone living. Bullshit. Shit. Oh. Yeah, I hope they're okay too, you know, except for like one person, but the likelihood of her surviving is getting higher and higher. I'm 11 out of 10 disappointed right now. on. We can do this. Alright, come on. Bleed like a stuffed Cornish game hen.
You make the first course, I'll get the second. We can split dessert.
And coffee afterward.
We're gonna cut back down to the bottom? Come on. I want to see the spectacle happen, you know?
The throne room. Knowing Elganon, we'll find him there.
Now, who's that? No.
Rook! You made it. The Blight. Elganon's using the Magisters to control it. Just like he used me. They're using it against Solus. We have to help or he won't last.
How do you know?
I can hear it. I can feel what it wants.
The Blight.
Get to the throne room. I know how to help Solus.
Damn it, I just keep on hoping to see Davrin just like walk out and just like, hey, did I miss anything? He's riding on a San. Come on, this is absolute bullshit. If Nev could get a bullshit I survived, why can't fucking Davrin? I got stabbed 3 times, but all of them were in non-vital parts of my organs.
Rook. We're with you. Together till the end.
Oh boy, here we are, the penultimate moment. Oh, look at that. Salty ass is just getting his ass kicked.
I've got this. Go!
Now, just look at that.
Such arrogance, thinking you can hide from your creator. And I am this world's creator.
Look at that.
Every pointed spire and warding enchantment in this city is a child's unwitting imitation of the empire I built. I would have restored the glory. Your lives are too brief to remember.
I saw the Letters Crossing and Weishaupt, and everywhere else you left your mark. I didn't see any glory. All I saw was a tyrant destroying everything he touches.
You mistake discipline for cruelty, a failing among those who lack a master's gentle guidance. We only destroyed because you resisted. In the new empire, every child would have blossomed under my protection. And Gillenane, my brilliant sister, would have forged the blight into a tool of beauty. But she is dead. And all we have is this. Because of you.
Oh, that's a pretty piece of shit dagger you got there, bro. Oh, great.
You are nothing. This entire world is my domain.
Looks like a god can bleed. go. Oh, here we go.
The Dread Wolf cannot save you. He cannot even save himself. Now you understand that none may stand against me. Those who try stand alone.
Oh, great.
I am the Lord of the day and the night. Yield to me and I will show you mercy. Look at you. Your failures. You failed to save the wardens at Weishaupt. You fled in terror at Arlothan.
We killed Gillenay.
You have nothing. No army, no dragon, no thralls.
I've got a team. That's all I need.
I have bound the souls of dragons. I have slain titans and broken the will of gods.
You haven't broken me.
You will kneel.
Damn it.
Now, you did as well as anyone could have, but you cannot deny the truth.
Oof.
Let them go. I gave you this power, girl.
This is my city.
Nev dies again. Oh my god.
You are mortal, Elganon. Enjoy it while it lasts.
If you will not bow, you will burn.
Oh boy. Here we go. Phase 3. You know, I was kind of expecting, you know, having an entire like myriad legion, alike to that of, oh, I don't know. What was it? Minas Morgul. Yeah, the Minas Morgul ghost or something like that from Lord of the Rings or something like that. Oh well, what can you do, I guess. Come on. You're a parried bitch is what you are now.
It is done. The world owes you a debt, both for defeating Elganon and for bringing down the Veil. I am sorry for this final betrayal, but I will do what I can to minimize the damage. When you see the old world restored, please, Rook. I do not wish to fight against you.
I don't want to fight you either. But I don't want to see the world go through even more pain on top of what Elganon has done. Do you?
This world is broken, Rook, because of my mistakes.
This is why you had to use me to escape the prison. It's made from regrets, and you're trapped in yours.
You cannot understand that
destroying everything won't erase your mistakes. You have a chance right now to save the world. Bind yourself to the veil and stop it from falling.
I cannot. To stop now would dishonor those I have wronged to come this far.
Even if those you've wronged asked you to stop.
Inquisitor.
You were my friend. We saved the world together once. Can't we save it one more time?
Inquisitor, I am sorry. But I cannot. Long before we met, I failed my oldest friend. She died for that failure. If I leave the veil in place, I am destroying the world she wanted. And I will have... She will have died for nothing.
And whose fault is that, Dreadwolf?
Morrigan.
One appellation among many, I wear. I have been advisor to Orlais, Witch of the Wilds.
Wife to the hero Ferelden.
And once, long ago, an old friend.
Mythal lives on in her. And in this. Mythal.
I pulled you from the Fade you loved and sent you into war. I used your wisdom as a weapon, and it broke you.
The things that I have done
are not for you alone to bear, my friend. The many we did together. I release you from my service.
You are free to find a better way.
My life force now sustains the veil. With every breath I take, I will protect the innocent from my past failures. The Titan's dreams are mad from their imprisonment. I cannot kill the Blight, but I can help to soothe its anger. I will go and seek atonement. Thanks to you, I now can see the way.
Oh god, she's still alive. Ending slides? Come on, ending slides?
With Elgar'nan and Gillenane dead, and Solus off to fix his mistakes and right an ancient wrong, it looked like one of the biggest stories this world had ever seen was finally drawing to a close.
The story of the Veilguard, a team of heroes who stood strong against evil. No more.
Whatever it takes.
Give it to me. I'll get it done.
But whenever one story ends, another begins.
Like the story of the Grey Wardens, continuing their battle against the Blight, even after the last Archdemon had fallen.
Or the story of Arkandorian Parvus, fighting to bring Minrathous out from under Venatori rule.
Or the story of a caretaker standing vigil against the Blight.
For the Antivan Crows, it would be a story of the ongoing struggle for freedom against the corrupt Governor Ivenchi.
Among the Veil Jumpers, the fall of the last elven gods meant Arlethan was reborn.
At their heart, stories are about change.
A man seeing his ward become more than he could ever have imagined.
An assassin and a demon setting aside the past for the sake of family.
A student of history helping the elves put past evils behind them forever.
Or the Griffins, finding a new home in Arlethan, protecting a world that once thought them lost for good.
Or the Dwarven people, rediscovering their lost magic and their connection to the stone.
There are stories of love.
But those stories aren't over. And we will always be grateful to those whose stories brought us where we are today. And those whose stories will live on with us forever.
Varric's in the big library above. Fucking Tosh wasn't in there. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. The Veilguard remains vigilant. Oh my god. It's over. Oh, it's finally over. You know, when I first started playing Dragon Age Veilguard, I expected, to some extent, a modest attempt to be a sequel to the Dragon Age franchise. It has been 10 years since Dragon Age Inquisition, and before that, it's been 14 years since Dragon Age 2, and a lot longer for Dragon Age Origins. And so to see Dragon Age Veilguard come out the way it is now is, well, it's hard to say. In a time where BioWare's reputation is to some extent in tatters with Mass Effect, Andromeda, and Anthem, it's hard to say whether or not Veilguard would remedy that reputation in the long term. People clamor on for the days of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, the days of Neverwinter Nights, the days of, well, innovation for BioWare. Their games, to some extent, while not exactly being the most well written and well connected in terms of continuity, they were always the most engaging out of any RPG game developer out there. And to see their decline in the years to pass, it was hard to stomach, I would say, for someone that has actually gone back to play their lineup. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 was a surprise success, and Neverwinter Nights continued that train for a while, despite the troubled start it had at the beginning. Even so, they continued to innovate it with Jade Empire, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and of course returned to their roots with Dragon Age Origins, and had some trouble along the way with 2 and Inquisition. But I always felt, at the very least with those games, they had heart to them. Sometimes in the right place, sometimes in the wrong place. It's hard to say. Neverwinter Nights, for example, was built up to be a multiplayer experience initially, but it supported single-player content too. And then we have the later games. We have Mass Effect Andromeda, a failed spin-off title that did not impress many. Though some have come to appreciate that now, it is to some extent still in a place of ambiguity in terms of standing. And Anthem, for a lot, Anthem was the final death knock for BioWare. Any hopes for them to make any engaging RPGs was seemingly lost. But then Veilguard came by. Did it remedy it? I can't say, to be honest. Veilguard has done a lot of things for me to pretty much reestablish BioWare if they see if they have what it takes to continue making games, to which a lot of studios now have been brought into question, from Rockstar, Bethesda Games, CD Projekt Red before the Phantom Liberty DLC came out. All these big studios were brought into question. And to return back to Veilguard and BioWare and where it stands, I can't say, to be honest. From many recountants I'm able to put together from other people for not only Veilguard, but the Dragon Age series and Mass Effect series as a whole, I would say that a lot of these games, when they started off, at the very least when it came to Dragon Age, it started off being relatively small, to be honest. And as well with Mass Effect, it was even smaller given the fact that it was their newest sci-fi title since in a long time. And over the course of time, with these respective franchises, they grew up. Supposedly, Mass Effect 5 is going to be developed, and it's supposed to be a sequel directly after Mass Effect 3. And with Dragon Age Veilguard, it's supposed to be the sequel to Dragon Age Inquisition. Does it succeed in that? I'd say, in terms of being a sequel to Inquisition, it serves a purpose pretty well, I'd say, in that respect. However, in terms of it fitting with the overall Dragon Age continuity, it does gimp out a lot of core key elements that make Dragon Age special. For example, the fact that your warden is no longer your warden, your hawk, they're no longer seemingly relevant to the story, and whatever decisions and choices you had and made is seemingly just it's a choice that is very much risque and even controversial, I'd say. Very much so for the right reasons, because a lot of this heavy lifting came from those first two games. And to not have that in any form or fashion is almost, I wouldn't say insulting, but it is almost a missed opportunity to pay homage to those first two games. Sure, we had some winks and nods here and there, right? but it would have been better to have something that would have consolidated that. But I suppose with Veilguard's theme of, moving on from the past, it does kind of fit a little bit. The thing is with Veilguard, now focusing on the actual game itself and divorcing it for a moment from the franchise, I'd say overall, as a game, it stands pretty good, all things considered. As an actual game, I would say that people would be very much... I'm trying to find the right words to describe it. They will not be disappointed in a mechanical sense. And in terms of storytelling, if Veilguard is your first game of the series for whatever reason, it's divorced enough from the first 3 games that you can actually, put together and tell the story you want, at the very least, from Inquisition forward. However, at the same time, while it is a good entry point to some extent, as it has been 10 years since the original 3 games came out, or nearly almost 2 decades at this point since the original trilogy came out, it is hard to really say, because I don't know. But yeah, in terms of gameplay, it's pretty good. It may not be the real-time combat that people were looking for Dragon Age Origins or 2, but I'd say after playing through Dragon Age 1 and 2, or Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, I could safely say that real-time combat is not something that anyone would miss. Some people would miss it, undoubtedly. But if you're like me and you are annoyed by the fact that 2 people within kissing distance of each other are hitting each other and missing each other because they're rolling nat 1s behind an invisible screen, it kind of comes off as bullshit. And so the fact that it changes from active combat with a tactical layout to allow you to pretty much give commands and attack where your companions should, and simplifying that is great, I'd say. It's a step in the right direction, I'd say. It's not a direction that, more hardcore combat Origin 2 fans are going to like, but it's a fan that I think people that actually would want to play a game would like, I'd say, at the very least, because while it may not have the statistical, bells and whistles, like, governing what gear your team and everyone else has, it does at the very least simplify it enough so that people could at the very least make strong builds and get across the game. I will confess this on stream, because odds are you've probably seen me do it anyway. In the original 2 games, I changed difficulties from medium to very easy. And that is not by choice, because a lot of the times the combat just turns out to be absolute bullshit. Because the fact that the players need to hit pretty much need to hit with 3rd edition rules armor class, and they keep on rolling fucking low. It's just horrible to just go through that, and it's annoying more than not. And so with Veilguard, with the more action setting, again, it's a lot better, I'd say. It's a lot more interesting. It keeps you engaged to some extent. You could treat it like a, atypical hack and slash. I sure as shit did throughout my playthrough. Whether or not that's a good or bad thing is up for debate, because again, some people may like that. Others may, say, that takes away from the tactical thinking part of the game. And you know what? Both sides are fair in this regard. In terms of story, Dragon Age Veilguard is, again, it's a mixed bag. It gimped a lot of the major world-building elements. However, to another extent, it kind of makes sense with how this is a game 10 years after the fact, or, metatextually 10 years after the fact, and as well as in universe. And so, to some extent, a quasi-clean slate is kind of sort of needed. But that being said, what is on offer as this story presented, I think is pretty good, all things considered. The writing has its low points. A good portion of low points. On the other hand, there are some actual legitimate solid points too. There are actual strong points that the story goes through, and I can't help but actually be engaged by. Whether or not I'd be engaged by in a second playthrough or even a third playthrough is up for debate, but still, I'd say for what is there, it is very strong at points. It's not strong throughout, you know? It goes high, goes low, goes high, goes low, goes high, goes low, and then hits fucking high, then hits really fucking low. But yeah, no, overall, it's pretty good, I'd say. Companions were great, I'd say. Balara, for me, was arguably second. I'll just say it. She's my favorite, to say the least. Davrin is on equal footing, as well as Lucanus. Nev is second. Well, actually, no. Emmerich is second. Nev is third. Harding and Varric, for what he was in, was fourth. But to be fair, their establishment was from Inquisition, so there's that. And then Tosh is all the way in the bottom to the straight negatives, and it's not looping back around anytime soon. So, to say the least, I'd say the companions, 6 out of the 7 of them, are really well written. Or, I should say that. They're pretty well written, all things considered. With Tosh being the only exception to that, because she breaks absolutely everything about world building. Like, everything about world building is broken by her. It's like, oh my god, are you even taking this seriously? It's pretty much the equivalent of having a millennial writing a, in the know fantasy character, while everyone else is like taking their things seriously. Davrin's kind of sort of standoffish at first, but then he warms up and is actually getting close to people. Balara is seemingly almost neurotic, but you could tell she actually is like trying to think of a lot of things. Yeah, she's trying to think of a lot of things, and she's actually trying to put things together and think like a few steps ahead. Nev, despite the fact that I think she's kind of sort of meh, I think she's also pretty strong as a character too. She has her moments. Emmerich is another character that's very eccentric, but also very interesting to me, I'd say, in the sense that his whole thing is being a necromancer, and yet he's very glib is a strong word, but I would say he does have it's pretty much a shiny disposition. Harding's whole thing reveals more about the world itself, especially with the Titans and the like. And then you have Lucanus. Lucanus' whole thing is, also pretty good. A lot of the companions, 6 of the 7 of them, are pretty much rehashes of BioWare's previous companions. Balara is kind of a mix between Meryl and Tali. Davrin's a mix between Garrus and... I'm trying to think who would fit in this analogy. I want to say Alistair, but that's a bit of a stretch, because, Alistair is a bit more of a himbo, as it were, to some extent, right? Emmerich is a Morton Soulless type character, mixed in with Wynn a little bit. Then you have Nev, who is pretty much a mixture of Miranda and Ash from Mass Effect, but in a more fantasy setting. And then you have Lucanus, who's pretty much, he's a crow. He's got the storyline of Anders, but he's got the disposition kind of sort of on par to Thane Krios a little bit with how professional he acts to some extent. And the fact that his story ends a lot better than Anders is already a huge plus for me. Harding's story is also pretty good too, I'd say. It's very interesting to learn about it, learn more about the world and the like. And then, I think that's pretty much about it, really. That's everyone else. Nobody else is missing from this category. We have Balara, we have Davrin, we have Nev, we have Harding, we have Lucanus. No one else is missing from that. No one else. No one that breaks the world by inserting a lot of just random real life stuff that breaks the world And it's not because the fact that, you know, what they're going through is invalid. It's just the fact that the way they tackle it is awful. And, you know, the fact that it was so badly written and the fact that people were praising it for the wrong reason, for the absolutely wrong reasons, is just absolutely baffling to me. And they try to compare it to Baldur's Gate 3 with Karlach, and the fact that they try and use that as a step is showing to me that they did not actually play the game, know the character, and realize, oh god, how crap and cringe is this character. No one at all is missing. Alright, but yeah, no, for the most part, Tosh is just, like, the worst character out of all the characters there are. If people think, you know, Bellara or Davrin or Nev or Emmerich or Harding or Lucanus were bad, annoying, or something like that, clearly they've not met Tosh. Her whole thing is literally game-breaking in the sense of her breaking the world. Literally, everyone else is, like, fairly woven together. And then you have Tosh, who's the equivalent of one-ply toilet paper that's on a strip of a, you know, actual toilet roll. That's how complex she is compared to everyone else. She is just an absolute nothing character, and if her character was removed in some patch, or there was a patch to just absolutely ignore her recruitment, nobody would notice, and everyone would be like, huh, was there someone missing? No? No, okay, well. I really do have a bone to pick with people that actually, to some extent, like Tosh, in the sense that it's like the most. Let me articulate my words for a moment. I have a bone to pick with people that like Tosh in the sense that I've seen some posts where they compare her to Karlach, in the sense that one of them was like criticizing, was like, oh, Karlach is just like the typical beautiful strong woman, right? Even though she has a bit more depth to her, like, you know, being a soldier in Avernus, you know, being forced into that, and now being returned back to, you know, Faerun, and the fact that she only has like a few days to live, you know. God forbid, you know, she's not complex. And then you have Tosh, whose whole thing is mommy issues, and am I who I am, is what I'll say, because I really don't want to tackle that on this channel. So yeah, the fact that people like her just because of her whole, you know, thing about that is pretty vapid and, you know, it's just vapid and just one-sided. Because it's just one part of her character, and every other part of her character is genuinely just terribly written. I'm sorry, there's no way of saying it otherwise. She is legitimately a awful character written. And I've seen how her quest ends, actually. When you go to face off the Dragon King, yeah? When you go face off against the Dragon King, she apparently can't save her mother and bring her body out. Even though she's a Kunari, arguably the strongest race, one of the strongest races in all of Thedas. If you don't believe that, Dragon Age Inquisition lets you play a Kunari. Dragon Age 2 shows off how fucking absolutely hardcore the Kunari are. And Dragon Age Origins has the Sten, who's pretty good, I'd say. But yes, every other media relating to Dragon Age shows how strong the Kunari are. Even in the DLC Trespassers, they still show that. And in Dragon Age Veilguard, fucking Tosh can't drag her mother's body out? Like, what the fuck? I wouldn't mind the storyline if it was better written, but you wrote it like shit. So yeah, no, for the most part, that's what I have to say overall when it comes to Tosh. To say the least, if you like Tosh, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but I am questioning your tastes and also your motivation and also why you like her in the first place. because she's the equivalent of an angsty teen. Right, so got that off my chest. Right, what else is there? Overall, in terms of bugs, Veilguard was actually remarkably stable for what it's worth as well. And overall, I'd say as a game, it's pretty good despite the many sore spots. I would say maybe pick it up on sale if you're a Dragon Age fan, because again, if you're going in expecting a full continuity from Dragon Age Origins 2 and Inquisition, you're going to be a bit disappointed for that. On the other hand, if you don't mind the fact that it's been 10 years and they're kind of sort of doing a soft reboot for Dragon Age, I'd say, sure, get it. It's not that bad as people claim it to be. The people that are claiming to be bad, I would say a third to maybe a half the complaints that are launched on the internet are fairly legitimate to some extent, you know? They are legitimate with, you know, bugs and all that happening during the playthrough, some actual misgivings with the writing and such, and where the direction goes. Hell, the fact that some people have argued the fact that, you know, Dragon Age has gone from a dark fantasy to this more, you know, full fantasy game is a bit, I would say, is a bit of a stretch to some extent, as I see Dragon Age less as a dark fantasy and more of like a low fantasy from Origin. And that kind of sort of continued with 2, but then that changed a little bit with Inquisition, with the fact that magic became a bit more prevalent and the need to use magic was a lot more prevalent. And now Veilguard is now embracing the more, well, fantasy side of low fantasy or dark fantasy. Despite the fact that the aesthetic is not like as dark as people may want it to be, I would say that it still stands up to some extent if you look where you're looking at, or if you're trying to look where you're finding. Weishaupt and, you know, Davrin's Quest are prominent examples of that, as well as even the final quest being a prominent example. Despite the fact that it has heroic overtones, there is still a dark, sinister undertone there. You know, you're still... And I'll say this, Dragon Age has always been a story of a hero doing what it needs to... Oh, give me a sec. Dragon Age has always been a story of a hero going out and saving the day, despite their flaws and despite being all these things. It's, to some extent, a bit of a chivalric romance, where there's always a hero of virtue, despite their varying flaws to some extent. They always fight in the force of good. Despite the fact that even in Dragon Age Origins, in Dragon Age Origins, you could learn blood magic by sacrificing a child, or, you know, become a reaver as a fighter when you, corrupt Andraste's blood and such. Even in those instances, it's always under the context of, the fact that it's a low fantasy, but just as well, you're still technically the hero going about saving the world, even though the means you take are darker. At that point, you just become an anti-hero to some extent. And in Dragon Age 2, it's almost the same thing as well as Dragon Age Inquisition, and with Veilguard, it's a lot less prominent, but it's still there. For example, in Dragon Age Origins, you could be an asshole. Dragon Age 2, you could be a snarky prick. In Dragon Age 3, or Dragon Age Inquisition, you could be a narcissistic, vain man doing it for the glory. And in Dragon Age Veilguard, well, you may not be able to be a complete asshole, but you can be someone that is just very much, hands off and all that, and just focused on results, no matter what it is, right? So to say the least, yeah, that's what it is, I'd say. And the fact that people are complaining about the fact that you can't play a villain in Dragon Age, the series never had that part as seriously as possible. Even with Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, it was always under the purview that at most you're playing an anti-hero. Even though, again, in Origins is a bit more up for debate with the fact that blood magic, you need to sacrifice Connor, And for the Reaver subclass, you need to corrupt Andraste's blood. Again, those are probably the two evilest actions in the series, but it's up for debate how you get them and what you do and all that. So I won't say an either or. But yeah, that's the way I see the series, at the very least, thinking about all the decisions accounted for as well. So yeah, I guess that's really about all I could say. Veilguard was pretty good, I'd say. It's not the greatest, but it was pretty good for what it's worth. And for someone that's played the series a bit later before it got its popularity, I'd say it's pretty good. And anyone that decides to play it, whether it be a fan or, someone that's just outside of the fandom, they would enjoy it well enough on a mechanical sense. Story-wise, it may vary from person to person. Again, Tosh, as well as a few points, will be a bit more of a sore spot and pill to swallow, but in the actual story that matters with, Elganon, Gillenane, Solus, Mythal, all these elven gods, coalescing and doing all their stuff, for that story beat that matters, I feel people would actually be somewhat critical, but overall people will still accept that part. Even people that played the older Dragon Age games and are much more deeper lore heads than me, I feel like despite that, certain things, may not be as continuity, it still holds up, I think, a little bit. Sorry if it sounds like I'm rambling, but yeah, Dragon Age Veilguard is a bit of a complicated sort of thing, especially with the current gaming zeitgeist a bit. So yeah, that being said, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to see more, we'll be continuing for Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl later in a few minutes, actually. Around 20 minutes or so. I gotta bring my dog out back so he could go out. And then afterwards, do a few other stuff. Get ready for going to bed on my end. But, we'll be doing a quick Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl stream. And hopefully be able to continue on. Or be able to get to Stalker 2 when it comes out. So, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy this stream. I'll see you real soon.